Hi guys, thank you for watching. This is Arnaud from Ubiquube, head of QA, and I will present to you Cloudclapp, our new product from Ubiquube. So here, quick a few slides before going to a live demo to put here the context of what Cloudclapp need to address. We'll present what is right now in the cloud industry and the different problems we face using the cloud technology. Briefly to show you what Cloudclapp is supposed to do. Have a live use cases, for example, as a QA manager, how Cloudclapp can help me in my activities regarding all the tests and validation we have in our QA ecosystem. And we'll finish with the live demo. Yeah, so the first point to mention is, there is real appetite for the cloud technologies. This is something that increases every year. Platforms are more and more complex with more complex deployment, both inside private cloud, public cloud. But the thing is there is the need of having some expertise for those cloud technology, because it's really difficult to have at the same time one tool that will provide security level, monitoring, provisioning, load balancing, support large applications. And for that, most of the time, you need an IT expert. And at the end, it leads some internal bottlenecks. So in order to manage those complex environments, we have developed Cloudclapp. So those problems, we can summarize them in 4 points. Environments are very complicated. As I said, you need to have some IT expert. I don't know if you log one time in the AWS console, for example, there is menu everywhere. It's really complex to deploy one application, for example. I mean, if you don't have experience or training on AWS console or even a certification, it will be really difficult, even for one simple application. So it's really complicated. You need to have some experts. Scalability and governance. So once if you are able to deploy, the second stage to maintain your application is a bit tricky as well. If you want to bring some fixes, upgrade, or if you want to scale, for example, adding something in your HA platforms, same. You need to have some expertise, and it could be really complicated. Security. I think the Log4j experience just demonstrate that a tool needs to bring some confidence and trust in the way to be sure that your environment is safe and your application you deploy on it is safe as well. And it is expensive. Of course, using some cloud technology, you pay the service you are using. So more you are using resources, CPU, disk, more you pay at the end. So having one platform that can combine all those points is very complicated, and that's why we have designed Cloudclapp. So we can see this Cloudclapp platform as 6 pillars. So the first one is hybrid cloud. So we'll try this platform to manage the different ecosystem from the mono cloud deployment to more complex environments through different hybrid clouds, could be on the public area or private areas. We'll try to provide some security trust by running some scan in order to make sure that, okay, you are deploying an environment, just be sure your environment is safe, and your application you deploy on it is safe as well. So for that, we'll use Snyk as well. That is a tool that is used by large people in the community. Application and deployment, same, we'll try to provide some large choice of application selections through the Docker Hub marketplace. So place where you can find any services and you can easily deploy inside Cloudclapp, a one-stop shop. User management and access control. Of course, you want to limit some part of the environment management to some users, for example, and even inside environment and application, you want to restrict some actions. Imagine that you can have some production setups. Only few people in your team can have access to this environment and do some critical actions. Cost control, related to the point just before, monitoring the costs related to the cloud usage is really important in order to be alerted on the budget you want to assign to using cloud cost. And have some alerting sometimes saying, okay, maybe you cross a line and you want to be alerted that, okay, be careful here, the cost is very high, so you can take some actions. At the last point, change and monitor the infrastructure. this is the point mentioned just before, is how we can scale and how we can maintain some environment that are already deployed. This is what we call the day 2 of environment. Okay, is one is deploy. I want to monitor. I want to troubleshoot. I want to upgrade. I want to scale. I want to backup and restore. And Cloudclapp will address this point as well. So regarding the platform itself, Cloudclapp is really a layer on top of product MS Activator. So there is really 2 levels. We are using all the strengths from MS Activator product, meaning all the concepts you have inside Cloudclapp. There is a high mapping and high interaction with MS Activator. For example, if you create an environment or you deploy an application, on the backend, we'll call a workflow. We reuse the user management that we have in MS Activator in order to control access control in Cloudclapp as well. The monitoring part is also based on what MS Activator is doing. So there is a really large interaction between those 2 products. Here, this is a live use case that I think it's interesting to present, is how Cloudclapp could be a real solution in our day-to-day activities. Here, this is a slide that presents you what is the QA ecosystem we're using in Ubiquip. So our goal, of course, is to validate the Ubiquip product. So we have different QA tools that you have on the right: Jenkins, Testwell. Sorry. And we have some specific QA tools to perform UI tests, performance tests, security tests, right? And on the left, we have MSA platform that we validate, and now Cloudclapp platforms. And all the things you see, it's kind of not really messy, but you need to have some expertise in order to upgrade those platforms, sometimes to restore them, to change the beta tools. And for that, we need to have someone that knows Linux CLI, you need to know Docker technology. If you have a HA platform on the back, on the bottom, you have an HA platform, you need to understand Docker Swarm. So there is a bit of expertise here to maintain our tools. And even on some MSA platform directly, we install some tool to have directly on the platform the result of the test. So here, it's a bit complex, and you don't know exactly who is doing what. So except you having the Linux history, but the problem is all the people connect as root. So it's very difficult to know exactly if the platform just down, who did what, and try to restore the platform. So the same platform using Cloudclapp could be like that. We can use this one single tool, Cloudclapp, as the main management, where we can define all the same environment. And the good thing is we can split by using private clouds and public clouds. And because now we have Cloudclapp, we'll do some more testing on the public cloud. So you see, it's really more order. All environments are declared very easily. We can even imagine to have some clone buttons inside Cloudclapp to do that very quickly. And each QA tools is declared as an application. So for example, we can imagine the 2 first environment, E and B, are really dedicated for the QA tools. If we need to add a new app for doing more performance testing, if we need to add a new Selenium application, if we want to remove some of them, it's very quick and easy to do with Cloudclapp. And then we can create environment to manage our MSA platform. It's based on the containers, so it will be really easy with few clicks to create them. And with the usage of the workflow, we can imagine to have some actions related to this application to stop, to restart, to backup. I mean, anything you can design, same as you can do with MSA orchestration. We can imagine that a new joiner in the QA team can just connect on this platform. Sometimes it's difficult to find the credential of the platform. Where is the platform? How I can connect? Okay, just go inside Cloudclapp and you see you have all the platform ready and used, and just one of them if you want to do your test. Other usage of Cloudclapp could be for the dev. Of course, if you have, for example, a pipeline, part of the CI/CD pipeline, all the action you will do with Cloudclapp UI can do exactly with APIs. So imagine you have this pipeline on the right where you take some codes, you compile, you run some tests, and at the end, the code is ready to use. You can imagine at the middle, okay, you can call Cloudclapp APIs to create an environment, perform some tests, and just end of the pipeline. It could be used as a network automation, kind of extension of what we have with the Microsoft console from MSA. It can be used as IT troubleshooting with log, dashboards, monitoring. We can even imagine to have a console directly from Cloudclapp where you can interact directly with the CLI. And all actions related to environment like tear down, backup, redeploy could be defined easily with Cloudclapp. And as well, the last point could be for a manager in charge of the cost and the budget. Cloudclapp can provide dashboard showing to you what the cloud costs in the live way, and you can detect as well a shadow IT that is a real problem, is how I can shut down the resource I'm not using to save money. Okay, let's move to a live demo of Cloudclapp. So Cloudclapp is available as a SaaS platform, so you can directly reach Cloudclapp platform using app.cloudclapp.com. You have also a link from the Cloudclapp website when you can be redirected directly to this platform. So it's a SaaS platform, it's really public, so anyone can access it. And for now, the model is a free trial. If you want to be registered, you just have to click on this Get Start button. Just you fill your email address, password, just give the group name. That will be a group where only some users can access in order to manage the environment you will declare. On my side, I will log with my personal account or more my QA team account. Okay, so once you log on Cloudclapp, this is the first vision you have. So on the top, you find who is connected. So the first view you have is the status of your organization. Organization is just a group of users sharing same environment, same application, right? The first things you can do inside Cloudclapp is to declare your connections. Connections is the way to be plugged inside the cloud provider walls. So here we are supporting three main providers, AWS, Azure, and Google. So by clicking on the Manage button here, you can fit your credentials. This is the basic information you need to provide in order to be linked to the console and to be able to create environments and the application inside those cloud providers. You have the number of environments created on my organization. Here I have two. They are green, up and running. I have one inside AWS, and I have another one inside Azure, EKS, because we are supporting K8 deployments, so all Kubernetes deployments. And the number of users part of your organization. You can also invite some user to join your group. On the left, you have the first main concept inside Cloudclapp is application. Application is the service that you want to deliver at the end. So here, this version provides to you a search field where you can, inside Docker Hub, find any service you want. So here, for example, if I want to deploy a DB, if I want to deploy WordPress, here I can just use the search field, and I have the list of the services that are available that I can use inside Cloudclapp. Very easy. Then I found on the tree on the left on my environment created. I can create a new environment using this button. And the last view I have is deployment. The deployment is just one or several apps you have inside your organization. And you see here on which environment, for which environment, what is the application that are deployed. Okay, let's try now. So I will use this magic button here that is the quick deployment wizard also. That will permit to me in few clicks to add an application to an existing environment. So I click on it. Here I need to select where I want to deploy my new application. So I will do directly in AWS. I click next. Here I need to choose the environment. So I have an option to create a new one. Very simple field, just give a name and give where it should be created. In my case, I will reuse environment created. And then I need to choose an application. So when I click on application here, I'm back to the Docker Hub search, where I can search by my app I want to deploy. Okay, let's try a MongoDB, for example, that is used by dev. I just click add. Okay, my MongoDB is added in the screen. I can add multiple applications if I want. I just give a name, my MongoDB, description, my DB. And here I just have a recap. I need to fill right now some mandatory params that are just the port that need to be exposed. Sorry. So I will set this one. And that's all. Just to recap, are you sure you want to deploy new application MongoDB on your AWS? Okay, let's go. And then Cloudclapp will interact with my AWS provider. On the backend, we are using Terraform in order to interact with this cloud provider, in order to trigger the right APIs to deploy these new applications. And normally, this application should be okay, should be up and running in a few seconds. If I want, I have the logs here to follow the bit what Cloudclapp is doing. It would be really useful in case of troubleshootings. And that's all. In 20 seconds, my app is ready to use, right? So I just click complete. And now I have my new application deployed on my new environment. If I click on the deployment dashboard, I have a recap of what I've just deployed, MongoDB, on AWS. And what I can do is to trigger a scan, just to have an idea of the security level of these MongoDB applications. So here I have this button, launch a scan. I just run it. And here we are using a Snyk on the backend to scan this Mongo application. And in a few seconds as well, you will have the result of what your application looks like. If it is is it acceptable to be real deployed in the production, for example. Same, we are using here workflow from MS Activator in order to perform those actions. So it's really easy to integrate any new tools inside Cloudclapp using what we have inside MS Activator with the orchestrations. The scanning is complete. You see 25 seconds, very quick. And here I have a dashboard of the results. So no critical issue, no IT issues, medium low, it's quite acceptable for this kind of app. If I want, I can download a more advanced report. If I need to provide a more detailed to one security guys, I can provide a report here directly to this button. Okay, so now my app is deployed. Let's imagine that I don't need this app anymore, but I know it's consuming cloud resources. So, okay, I will tear down, I will destroy. So just one button to do that. Are you sure you want to tear down the app? Okay, I'll just click run. Same, a workflow is triggered on the backend, interacting with my AWS provider, just destroying the application. Let's wait a bit. Same for every actions, we have some logs. So it's try to destroy this MongoDB inside AWS, and you see after half of the minute, it's destroyed. And that's all. I just remove the application from my environment. I guess we are good. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye.